So he was out here collecting things before I guess most people knew.
So you called that a Donny monocline?
Yep, it's called the Donny monocline.
Thank you.
Just a monocline of the kaibab. And then the main layer that we've kind of been walking through, this red layer, this prominent, is the Moenkopi sandstone, which a lot of you picked up. The kaibab limestone is remnants of an old time period when we had an inland sea here. So, some 260 million years ago, this area, we were all part of the supercontinent Pangaea. And so we were a lot further to the south, actually probably more close to the equator. The climate was a lot different, and this whole area was covered by a shallow sea. And as animals died, such as like sponges and forniferum or echinoderms with spines, as all that drifted down to the bottom of the ocean, it got compressed and made into limestone. So a lot of the rock that we're sitting on is from that time period and from those dead animals that used to live actually in the sea. And then we have a chunk of missing time before the Moenkopi was deposited. And it might be that there was an erosional period actually, so there wasn't a lot deposited here, or it could be just that there wasn't a lot deposited in general. The Moenkopi is a tidal flat deposit, so there was a time period when we were close to the edge of the sea. And what was actually happening is we were getting a lot of erosion that was happening in the ancestral Rocky Mountains, the Uncompahgre Uplift, which sits, about where the Rocky Mountains are today. And a lot of that sediment was getting washed down on top of the kaibab limestone. So a lot of this red is from that historic mountain. What's interesting is between the two layers, there is a time span that is known as the Great Dying. One of the largest extinction periods occurred actually during that time period.
The Great Dying?
The Great Dying. And 50% of all plants actually went extinct at this time period. 90%.
What year was that?
It's like 252 million years ago.
Okay, so it's
200 million years.
before the extinction of the dinosaurs then.
So that's,
actually I brought a little geologic chart. Let's take a look on Earth that we know about in a geologic record. So around 80% of all genera perished on the Earth. And we're not really sure exactly why, but there's a lot of good hypotheses for it. Of course, there's always the impact theory that, we were impacted by some large body, and that changed the climate enough to actually cause a lot of the climate to change very abruptly, which would have caused a lot of animals and plants not to be able to adapt. That also could have been volcanic activity, which could have resulted actually from a large event. Or it could have been a large release of like a methane captured like in the kind of in the Siberia capture on the coast. So it's between one of those or maybe a combination of all those. We had a lot of geologic change here. These cinders, a lot of these were deposited actually from that time period, or washed down from some of the other volcanoes nearby, such as like Donny Volcano or the Donny Mountain. And this particular layer is of interest because it certainly affected people that were living here. As many of you know, the San Francisco Peaks are volcanic in origin. They erupted around 350,000 years ago. And this little picture, I'll pass this around.
Cool channel, isn't it?
Now the river is right down at the very bottom. How far away from the river is it?
See that big swell of green out
Yeah.
there? The rest of it's to the south, hidden behind that. Those little pink rolling hills.
That's it. That's right in there. Right
Yeah.
up in there.
When we get up on top of Kraken Rock, we'll be able to see it. Actually, and it's flowing pretty good.
Fuck.
It gives me scale.